Today, good afternoon. Today we are talking about demonetization. Today in our PowerPoint presentation we are going to study what is demonetization. What was the reason for demonetization? What was the percentage of denominations before demonetization? What were the steps taken by the government? Pros and cons of demonetization and conclusion. First of all, we would know what is demonetization. Demonetization is the act of stripping a currency unit of its status as legal tender. In India, it was done by the Modi government when 500 and 1000 rupee notes were demonetized. Reason behind demonetization. The government gave several reasons for demonetization, such as it would unearth black money from the economy, it would stall the circulation of counterfeit currency, it would curb the funding for anti-social activities like smuggling, terrorism, etc. It would remove the election funding for polarization. It would control the inflation and price rise. It would fight corruption and money laundering. Now, in this next slide, we can clearly show what is the percentage share of denomination of Indian rupee. As we can clearly say, 39% of total currency in circulation was rupees 1000 note, 48% of total circulation was 500 note. Overall, more than 80%, 87% to be exact, 87% of circulation was taken out by the government in one instance. As a result, there was a chaos in the country. In India, cash is the king. All transaction in India, 98% rather, is done in cash. Number one in Indonesia, then Mexico, South Africa, China, Japan. But in US, only 55% is in cash flow. UK, 48% transaction are done in cash. So in India, cash was the king. Government steps. In 2006, the Indian government decided to demonetize the 500 and 1000 rupee notes, the two biggest denomination notes. As I said, these notes accounted for 87% of the country's cash supply. The government's goal was to eradicate the counterfeit currency, fight tax evasion, eliminate black money gotten from money laundering and terrorist financing activities, and promote a cashless economy. Pros and cons. Pros: it eradicated black money, corruption to some extent. Due to lack of funding, there will be low arms smuggling and terrorist activities will also be choked. This was also somewhat possible. It controlled inflation a little bit. It eradicated fake currency for the time being. But the cons were more important than the pros. As we can see, thousands of people gathered around bank branches, post offices to exchange their currency. As the photo shows, it shows there was very large chaos in the country. The whole country was in mess. Cons continued. Replacing all the 500 and 1000 rupee notes costed RBI more than rupees 12,000 crore. It was very difficult for the half of the population who were not interested in using card transaction. They were not used to card transaction. They didn't have the bank account. The major problem was that the big fishes, the big bulls, had all stock of the black money. It was reported that these people had earlier exchanged these money by giving bribes to ordinary people and exchange this money. Conclusion: demonetization was utter failure. Demonetization was just like hitting a disc brake to a car which was traveling at a speed of 100 kilometers per hour. Its ill effect have far exceeded its short-term benefit, and the Indian economy had suffered a massive slowdown due to it. So we can conclude by saying that demonetization was a step which was taken in chaos. It led to chaos, and it totally failed. Thank you very much.